What's going on, everybody? My name is MT and welcome back to DaFAQs, a show where I just answer frequently asked questions that people have on the internet, even though nobody asked me to. Darth Vader! Everybody knows his story. He used to be Anakin Skywalker, the greatest coconut-headed pod racer in the galaxy. But that's before he became Anakin Skywalker, the greatest child murderer in the galaxy, because an old man in a robe who pushes black guys out of windows told him that murdering kids was the friendly neighborhood Christian thing to do. And of course, all of that came before his former BFF for life chopped off his limbs and left him to slowly roast near a lake of fire. But he did let him keep his right hand because he's not a monster, because with those injuries, the likelihood of Anakin getting laid ever again are slim to none. But that is a robot arm, so just watch out for the grip. You don't want to grip too hard. That would be unpleasant. And so now, Anakin is a black cyborg samurai named Darth Vader, courtesy of Papa Palpatine, who is like the Oprah of giving evil people robot body parts. But though Darth Vader is essentially just a hateful, bald raisin in a robot suit, that suit is, without a doubt, what has made the character so iconic and the man so damn menacing. But what almost every Star Wars fan has wondered since the beginning of Episode 4 is what the hell are those damn Christmas lights blinking on Darth Vader's chest? Like, do they do anything? Why are they blinking? Is that you, Will Byers? It's a good question. A question, thankfully, with an answer. But, full disclosure, the answer does technically lie outside of the current Star Wars canon in the Legends universe. But to verify whether or not this information still holds true within this current universe, I asked Pablo Hidalgo, the person who was essentially in charge of all of the Star Wars canon moving forward, and he said, What kind of question? Fucking Star Wars nerds. Yeah, sure, fine, whatever. And that's good enough for me. Alright, let's get into this. But, like any good lover, we should probably start with the chest area and then work our way down. Take things slow, but not too slow, because God knows my videos are usually 20 hours long because I don't shut the hell up. Alright, chest box. You see these three little blinking rectangular doodads here? They don't just blink randomly for no reason. They're actually card slots and displays that provide really important information regarding Vader's health. Going from top to bottom, these card slots record information regarding Vader's neural, respiratory, and pulmonary systems respectively, and blink whenever they respond to an event related to their respective systems. These cards are removable, and, I'm assuming, are removed frequently so that Vader can look at the information more closely to make sure that his gross-ass raisin body is operating at optimum raisin. And to the right of these rectangles are, you guessed it, more fucking rectangles. But these ones are actually buttons this time. Pretty important buttons, actually. Like, think of Darth Vader's suit like one of those cars that has an automatic transmission, but also has a manual stick shift mode in case it's Thursday and you feel like Vin Diesel. And that's what these buttons do. They switch between those two modes. And for the most part, Vader just chills in automatic transmission, letting the suit operate as normal, giving him that normal Vader range of motion so he can go about his regular workday, choking his coworkers and blowing up all of his daughter's friends. However, if someone were to walk up to Vader and be like, "Hey yo, Dark Vader," yeah, I said Dark Vader. You ain't nothing without the Force, homie. I'ma whoop that ass. I don't know what that was. Vader could just press the red button on his chest console thingy and go into manual override mode and be like, "Foolish boy, if only you knew the power of these hands." Because the red button basically allows Vader to push past the limits of his suit so that he can exert himself a little bit more than he could before. And the green/blue button above the red one, I say green/blue because the color seems to change from movie to movie, basically activates the suit's automated systems again from manual mode. Pretty straightforward stuff. So let's talk about these switches underneath all that. The three leftmost switches are what are referred to as programming touch plates, which, judging by the name, implies that Vader uses these to program and adjust various settings relating to his neurological, respiratory, and pulmonary health. So I'm assuming this means that if Vader were to turn the corner and see his super secret Star Destroyer crush Penelope in her very sexy, bland, gray uniform, he'd probably be like, "Oh my god, it's Penelope. My heart is beating much too fast. I must adjust the settings. My heart. She would never talk to me. I'm just a loser. Also, the Emperor forbids workplace relationships, and I don't think that's very nice. So yeah, those buttons are okay to touch, but for the love of God, do not touch the red button on the right. That button will fuck Vader up. Why? Because that's the self-destruct button. Nah, I'm just kidding. That's just the system reset button, which will essentially just reset all of the machinery that is keeping the Dark Lord of the Sith alive. You know, little unimportant things like his heart rate regulator and stuff. You don't need that, no. And so, while the system was being rebooted, Darth Vader would be completely vulnerable as he would be disabled and essentially knocking on death's door. So, if there was any time for you to stab Darth Vader, it would and should be then, when he has the strength of a crippled old man with third-degree burns and asthma. Then again, that would probably be a very uncomfortable thing to do. Listen, man, I really don't want to do this, but I have to. You're a terrible person. I have to kill you. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Leave the poor handicapped man alone. He literally killed your parents yesterday, Jeremy.
Big man beating up on crippled people. Yeah, I hope you feel good about yourself. Boo!
And you may be wondering, why would the Emperor put a button like that in the middle of the second most powerful weapon? And that would be a good question, and it is because, who knows? But knowing Palpatine and the dark side, he was most likely probably using Vader's fear to make Vader both stronger and to keep Vader in his place. Having an Achilles heel like that in the middle of your chest, like for everyone to see, would definitely make sure that you were always on your lightsaber A game, but it was also probably put there to make sure that Darth Vader was always put down a peg. Because Palpatine was a dick and did murder his master after all, so I'm sure the Emperor wanted to make sure that his apprentice, who he trained in the art of professional and mystical dicketry, wasn't going to pull a reverse dick and be a dick back to the Emperor, because that would be kind of a dick move. And the only person allowed to be a dick is the Emperor. And also, whatever that asteroid penis thing was. But anyways, let's talk about some belt buttons, because Vader's got some of those. I don't know what my life has become. I'm talking about belt buttons on the internet. I'm such a loser. His belt has 3 boxes on it, with the middle one being a silver box with an audio sensor and a release valve so he can take his belt off. You know, in case Luke starts acting like a damn fool at school with his little friends. And the 2 identical boxes to the left and to the right regulate his respiratory and temperature systems respectively. And so, looking at the left respiratory box, we've got a red button that lets you know that shit is on and activated, and 2 green buttons next to it. The green button on the left is the reset, and the green button on the right allows him to toggle between auto and manual breathing control modes, and those gray knobs to the side allow Vader to adjust his breathing manually when he is in manual breathing control. However, I am not too sure whether or not the reset button resets just his manual settings, or resets the whole damn respiratory system though. I kinda hope it's the first one, because they did not label those 2 green buttons. Eeny, meeny, miny, And the button situation on the right side of the belt is exactly the same as the left side, but the right side has all of his temperature controls so he can adjust his temperature, which means that Hot in Here by Nelly is probably very different for Darth Vader. It's getting hot in here, so I am required to adjust my temperature settings accordingly. Yes. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you haven't subscribed yet, do it, or just leave a thumbs up, or share this video. That also makes me happy on the inside. And also, please, make sure you guys are getting the notifications for my videos, because that would be really, really great if you guys showed up to every video that I posted. Just make sure you go on my page and click on the settings, and make sure you get the notifications. Just hit the gear next to the subscribe button, and you can get on my notifications on your phone, or whatever device you're using, on your Windows 95 computer. Yeah, there we go. My name is MT, and those were the facts. And if you didn't know, now you know. Catch you guys later.